What is up, YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today we have the Mega Gengar Whimsicott team once again with Incineroar, Tapu Bulu, Terrakion, and Kommo-o. Let's get started and play some games. But this team has been doing extremely well so far. Very solid options and the way it's played, it's a bit different compared to others, but basically it's kind of similar to the style of basically get yourself into that position where you can set up in order to win the game. So that is what Mega Gengar does. Mega Gengar Whimsicott is very disruptive, especially if I had fake tears. I wish I had fake tears on this team, but I don't have fake tears, unfortunately. Fake tears over protect, but protect has come in handy for some positioning sometimes. Whimsicott's one of those Pokemon that is really strange, where it has the 4 move syndrome. Basically, you want to have more than 4 moves, but you gotta fit only 4 moves onto that Whimsicott. So same with Gengar. I bet if you want to run Perish Song Gengar, for instance, you want to run Perish Song, you want to run Sludge Bomb Shadow Ball, you want to run Disable, you want to run Substitute, and you obviously gotta have Protect. Some might opt for Trick Room. It's just really hard to fit, like a lot of these Pokemon. Specifically, Gengar and Whimsicott have that 4 move syndrome, so it's really come down to how you play the team, where it decides on what 4 moves you want. So for this case, I am very familiar with Encore and Disable, so I'm going to be using Encore Disable. Other options that people will include on this team are Perish Song, Icy Wind, Taunt on the Mega Gengar. There are a lot of options. But anyway, let's see how this goes, as it's taking quite a while to find our first game of today's episode, so I guess we'll be right back with the first game then, shall we? Alright, LJ from Italy, 1662, ready to kick things off. We got a Charizard, Tapu Fini, Landorus Varian, Marowak, Kangaskhan, and Braviary. So this is gonna be fascinating. Okay. Oh, you know what looks really good here? Terrakion. How much do I like it though? Incineroar is not that great in this matchup. I'm going to leave Incineroar at home. Intimidate's useful against, I guess, 3 Pokemon, but might be Special Landorus on this team. I could see Special Landorus on this team. I definitely like Gengar, and I like Tailwind in this game. I think I'm going to go Gengar Whimsicott here with... I think Terrakion is the Pokemon that can sweep in this game. I don't like Kommo-o. Well, Kommo-o could be decent, but the problem is that I don't like the Braviary, because I don't remember Braviary's speed tier. And if it's Jolly Braviary, it could give me trouble, although I think it should run Adamant. And I think I'm going to run Bulu just in case, because it handles Landorus and Fini, which could give the Terrakion some issues. So let's go with those 4 and see how this is going to go. So my game plan here is set up with Terrakion. It's not going to be the Kommo-o this time, and hopefully we do get to set up with Terrakion, because I really love Terrakion as a Pokemon, and I hope it can work out here. So let's see what my opponent's going to opt for. As it's going to be the Whimsicott Gengar as the lead against Kangaskhan Bravery. Okay, so this is a pretty standard get Tailwind up, it looks like, situation. I don't really care if Gengar goes down here. Whimsicott is important in this matchup. I think I'm just going to protect with Whimsicott, because I do want to have Whimsicott around. And I will draw off a Sludge Bomb, I feel like, into the Braviary, just for damage onto Braviary, to put in regular Rock Slide range in case I can't set up right away. So I don't care if you regular Scrappy fake out the Gengar, although I'm not sure if you're going to in this case, because I think Whimsicott's a bigger threat, especially with fake tears option. So let's see here. Kangaskhan's going to Mega Ball, so it's going to go on the offense here. I'm pretty sure it's a fake out, maybe a double-edged straight out, but I don't know if you want to trade Tailwinds. I feel like you would just fake out the Braviary here in Tailwind. You might even go for the Z move if potential here. And if you knock out Gengar, that's completely fine. Again, I can beat up my own Terrakion and get a big amount of damage off. This fake out going to go off into Whimsicott. We do get a Sludge Bomb off in the Braviary. Decent damage, and get the poison, which is, you know, nice, but not necessary. Tailwind is going to go up for my opponent. And now I got some options. So I can Encore the Kangaskhan, which I'm actually looking at very nicely here. Huh. I don't want to Encore Disable the Kangaskhan, which I actually really like. Because if you have Sucker Punch, I can prevent it. So I'm going to Encore Disable the Kangaskhan and get myself in the position where I can maybe set up. Braviary can knock out my Gengar, which I don't really mind. Yeah, you can knock out my Gengar. I don't really mind, because I'll get the Terrakion switch for free. So I'll Encore here. And disable. Yeah, Fake Out. And Z-move's going to come out. So what's it going to go for? The Whimsicott or the Gengar is my question. I would guess it would be... Actually, can't I Encore the Braviary into Tailwind? I think I can, right? I don't remember. Super Sonic Sky Strike going to come out into my Whimsicott. Okay, so I get to keep Gengar. Okay. Not what I expected, but that works. As I disable the Kangaskhan, so it's forced to struggle. I thought it would be Sucker Punch if my opponent was going to lead this, but I guess this works out in my favor. I do want to get a Tailwind up here for sure. And I think I'll just get damage onto the Kangaskhan. The thing that sucks is I'm probably not going to be able to sweep with my Terrakion if the Bravery targets down my Whimsicott, which I'm pretty sure it does, and then the Struggle happens. So Struggle is going to come out from Kangaskhan, does target the Gengar, so that still actually does a lot. I actually hope the Bravery targets down my Gengar. Wait, does Struggle not work in Parental Bond anymore? I thought it did. Huh, okay. Or I'm misremembering things. Ooh, you actually do target the Gengar, which is actually huge for me, because now I can get the beat-up situation underway. So, Braviary goes down, which is fine. As I can get my Terrakion in. If you had Sucker Punch, you would have went for it a while ago. Yeah, if you had Sucker Punch, you would have went for it. I'm guessing you don't have Sucker Punch. Gonna get Terrakion in. Landorus? Beanie, okay. +3 Z move is looking okay here. I'm pretty sure +3 Z move can knock out Feeny. I guess the question is, does +2 knock out Feeny? Because if Landorus comes in, it could switch in. We'll find out, I guess. Then again, the Feeny has to be specs in order to knock out Terrakion, because a regular Moonblast won't be able to knock out Terrakion, or maybe it's Waltarian, but then they shouldn't run that much bulk, because they don't tend to run like that much bulk on these teams. We're going to see the switch from Kangaskhan to Landorus, which is very smart for my opponent. Makes a lot of sense. Because Landorus is going to come out, throw down an Intimidate. And let's see if +2 Terrakion can get this, because if it can, that would be fantastic. On another note, I guess I could have also switched out my Whimsicott and the Tapu Bulu, but I didn't want, like... I wanted to get the beat-up situation now, because I don't think I would get another opportunity to. And if I can knock off Feeny, again, this is still good for me. Especially since my opponent's Talent's going to be wearing out soon, and then I can get Bulu in pretty safely. So, get the Terrakion in. And how much damage is this going to do? I mean, of course, it's not Stone Edge, and this Continental Crush is kind of weak. However, it's still Terrakion style Continental Crush. So, can this knock out Feeny? I would really love it to. It does knock out Feeny. Excellent. Okay, that's really ideal here. This Tailwind peers out for my opponent, and I have 2 turns myself. So, that's basically the ideal situation here, as Kangaskhan's forced to come back out. And, close combat... I do want to sack my Whimsicott here to get the free switch into Bulu. I will protect my Terrakion since I do need it, and I'll Encore to Kangaskhan if it decides to go for that Fake Out into Terrakion. And if you knock out Whimsicott, again, I'll take that trade anytime. So let's see here. It's going to be Fake Out, targeting down the Whimsicott, which I don't mind the trade, as I said before. Whimsicott goes down. And what does the Landorus reveal? Earthquake, Superpower? Superpower, okay. So I will go Bulu here. Superpower should mean it's full physical Landorus, so now I can get a Wood Hammer off into the Landorus slot and go for a close combat and knock out the Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan could have Protect, yet I don't know if Landorus can live the Wood Hammer even, so we'll find out. I feel like I'm in a pretty comfortable position anyway, Because my opponent really doesn't have much right here. It looks like no Protect, so that should guarantee the game, even if I don't knock out Landers here. But I will be able to knock out Landers with the Grassy Terrain boosted Woodhammer, which is excellent in close combat. We'll be able to finish off the Kangaskhan, and that is going to be a good game to my opponent. So, Terrakion putting in some work. Not even... That was only +2, Terrakion. And he got some big knockouts on the Feeny with the Z move, and able to knock out the Kangaskhan. Although Bulu could have technically knocked out the Feeny, but... what can you do? So, gonna be able to pick up a win, which is extremely nice, as Terrakion putting in some work. Very nice, as let us find our second game, but basically wanted to get that position with Terrakion. If I couldn't, might have been more difficult, although I feel like I still had enough offensive pressure, because if Whimsicott went down, I still had my Gengar, which trapped in the Kangaskhan, and I could always pressure whatever my opponent had with Bulu next to it, so... Felt like I was still in an okay position no matter what. As let's find our next game. But yeah, Gengar Whimsicott, as you can see, super disruptive. You can't switch, Encore Disable can really lead to some fantastic setups, as my opponent was forced to switch out there. Although I still think switching out would have been the best play, even if we weren't disabled there. But yeah, like the fact is, the pressure is real. You have to make your moves super carefully, and you can either get rid of Whimsicott, which is being disruptive with the Encore, or you can get rid of the Gengar that's trapping you. However, you usually have to take a turn if you knock out the Gengar to switch out, because your Pokemon most likely Encore in a useless move, Encore disabled, so it's locked in the struggles, forced to switch out, and that just gives like whatever set of Pokemon is able to come out in the back. So really nice here. As I think the only mod that really hasn't done that much work for us is Incineroar. I think we haven't really brought Incineroar too much. Although I feel like I don't tend to like Incineroar too much, depending on the unless it's a really decent matchup where Incineroar can help. Because Gengar or Whimsicott, again, is just such a great lead in general. Being able to pressure, like if I expect a... Like, if my opponent leads, like, Dark-type attacks that can threaten the Whimsicott Gengar, let's say it's, like, Tyranitar, for instance, I could always just switch out into my Terrakion on a Dark-type move, get the Justified boost, get a Tailwind up, and then I can beat up. So I got a lot of options here. As we got Dan from the United States, 1772 rating, with a Venusaur team. So I actually like this matchup. Decent amount. This is going to be tough, because I know my Terrakion can definitely win this game pretty easily, single-handedly. I gotta figure out how to break through these mons, though. Do I even like Whimsicott Gengar? I'm not even sure. Oh, it's weird. I like Bulu a lot here, too. Which is strange when you're... I guess I gotta figure out what Pokemon you bring. You definitely bring the... Incineroar and Feeny. You need those. You bring Mega Venusaur. Then I guess what's your last Pokemon? Do you bring Cresselia for the Trick Room? I'm guessing Snorlax isn't gonna be brought here. I wouldn't think Snorlax would be brought here. So let's see, Landorus. If it's Z move Landorus, I could definitely see it being brought here. Cresselia, maybe. We gotta figure this out. I think I'm gonna go Whimsicott Gengar as the lead, with Terrakion and... I don't like Kommo. Oh, this is weird. Dealing with Bulu is going to be a pain. I gotta go Bulu. The thing that's weird about this team is that I gotta bring the... I don't have many ways to break through Mega Venusaur. I gotta prioritize that Pokemon, or if I can, prioritize on getting my Terrakion to +6, because that's the one Pokemon that's really weird about this matchup. Because Kommo could beat my opponent's team, but the problem is I have to bring something for the Feeny, which is going to be my Bulu here. Cresselia Landorus. Did you not bring Venusaur? You might not have brought Venusaur. I think you do need Feeny, and you do need Incineroar. Intimidate off. I don't have fake tears either, which makes this difficult. I also don't have a Trick Room option. What's your Z move? Could also be Special Landers. Okay, I'm not in the best position. think I want to go Bulu and protect here. I could Encore disable too. I don't like this position. My opponent has too many options. Cresselia Landorus was always the one lead like I always had trouble with, because one, I don't know if it's Scarf Landorus. Two, I don't know what kind of Cresselia this is. If it's probably Trick Room. You would assume so with Snorlax, right? It probably will get a Trick Room up in this game, but I don't know if it's Z Landorus. Otherwise, and I don't have Fake Tear, so I can't even have the option to knock out Cresselia. Otherwise, I would 100% go for Fake Tear Shadow Ball into Cresselia, because that was my main plan on game with Cresselia. Fake Tear Shadow Ball would allow me to knock out Cresselia, and even if I sack Gengar, I could get my free switch into Terrakion and start beating up. This case, it's not that great here. As Earthquake's going to come out, I don't know what item that is. Fortunately, we don't know if it's Scarf or not. It might be AV, but Incineroar might be AV. So there's a lot of questions I have to ask here. Doesn't do much. It's not Choice Banded for sure. It's not Life Orb. And Trick Room goes up. Okay. I wonder if you have... Just don't know what Landorus this is. I think it's my best interest to keep Landorus alive, because Landorus isn't doing too much offensively. I think I'm going to Hornleech Landorus because I don't want to lose Bulu, because it is my best answer to Feeny currently. I'm going to retreat into Whimsicott. This way I'm going to be able to get recovery potential. I get to avoid a Tectonic Rage here potentially. But this game is still difficult. As long as there's no Venusaur, I think I'm okay in this matchup. But let's see. Psychic going to come out. Okay, so it's a Psychic Crest. U-turn might be coming out then. It's a crit, really? And a Spadef drop. Oh, it's Scarf Landorus. Ah, that makes things interesting. Did you really have to get the Spadef drop? And the crit? Because Whimsicott would have survived the others. That's frustrating. Because now I can't switch out the Whimsicott slot. Well, I can, but on the risk of my Gengar. You're definitely retreating Landorus here and going for a Psychic into Incineroar if you have it in the back. And you're definitely going to just Psychic my Whimsicott. Now I'm in a tough position. Tough position. I'm going to Hornleech to Crest because Crest doesn't get recovery in this game. And I'm just going to protect my Whimsicott. I'm going to have to play around the Trick Room and go for a beat up sweep somehow. Oh, it's Venusaur in the back. That dampers my plans quite a bit. Protect my Whimsicott here. Psychic gonna go out into the Whimsicott slot and a Hornleech. Okay. Like there are still outs. There are still outs, thankfully. The crit Psychic though really hurts me because I don't know if Whimsicott will live in their Psychic. I definitely do want to retreat here. I think I want to go... I want to go Gengar for Bulu. Because I'll take a Sludge Bomb pretty easily. And since Gengar can't get poisoned, and I'll just switch out my Whimsicott here and go out into my Terrakion. Because even though if Terrakion will use Psychic, as long as Terrakion can get the boost, it doesn't need to be too healthy if I can get a Tailwind set up. But this is still going to be an awkward position. Venusaur is going to Mega Evolve. It's also weird because I gave my opponent the Grassy Terrain, so this isn't going to be the best case. Sludge Bomb going to come out into the... Oh, into that slot. I guess the Poison. Not what I wanted, because that puts Terrakion on the timer. And it's a double up too. Well, I guess I risked it. And that makes Terrakion useless. I can't beat the Venusaur. Well, maybe I can if I Encore disable it. How many turns of Tailwind? Trick Room, I mean. Decent amount. Probably just gonna Sludge Bomb Terrakion and Psychic. You might also double up my Gengar. You have to have Feeny in the back then. That means no Incineroar. Okay, if there's no Incineroar, then I think I'm in an okay position, but still. That's kind of aggravating. Sludge Bomb gonna come out. Yep, into Terrakion. Which is fine. Because if Shadow Ball knocks out Cresselia, that's basically what I gotta bank on now. I basically gotta bank on it. Misty Terrain disappears from the battlefield. Going to Whimsicott. I wonder if it's Zemu Cresselia. I don't think it is. Encore, disable the Venusaur. Because I could Shadow Ball the Cresselia, but I don't feel like it's worth it. Even if Venusaur protects. Venusaur protects, is that bad for me? Not too bad, I guess. But yeah, okay. Get an Encore. And a disable. So this way, Venusaur cannot attack. And the damage output from the Venusaur is not really that worrisome here. So let's see what my opponent's going to do. Psychic into Gengar? Okay, I'll live that. Really? Okay, it's fine still. Because I can Shadow Ball the Cresselia and get Tailwind up. Again, it comes down to the Shadow Ball knockout Cresselia, and I'm not sure. But if it does, I'm in an okay spot regardless. Maybe I should have Encore disabled to be safe, but we'll find out here. Shadow Ball gonna come out. It doesn't. And I think that's game. I don't see how I break through Venusaur. Like it's gonna come out into Gengar. Yeah, maybe I should have just Encore disabled. Struggle. Yeah, Venusaur can now just switch out. I cannot beat the Venusaur. The poison's frustrating because I could have beat up still. Like I was trying to set up for a beat up, but the double up was nice for my opponent, but Sludge Bomb poison. Better way out of this. Probably not, because I don't think I can break through Venusaur with my attacks. I mean, I'll try, I guess. I should have Encore disabled the Cresselia. I just didn't want to waste too many turns, but maybe that was what I should have done instead. Yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point. I know I lose to Venusaur. Cresselia's retreat. No, Landis. But your Venusaur can't do anything. Or is Cresselia faster than Venusaur? Okay, it is. Feeny? Yeah, okay. I think I could have actually won if I Encore disabled and got Tailwind up. I should have risked Shadow Ball. I was playing a bit too aggressive. The way I can win this is a bunch of Rock Slide flinches onto the Venusaur part. But yeah, I'm not sure if I have enough Rock Slides and enough flinches, but you know what? We'll go for it. Because why not? Landis is going to retreat. In a Crest. Okay. Gonna retreat Feeny into Venusaur. Basically, I gotta get a bunch of Rock Slide flinches. Maybe some crits even. Because I don't even know if I have enough power points, even if I flinch every single Rock Slide to break through. Should have Encore disabled. Because I was always worried about random Mental Herb. And also the fact that I was also worried about random Psychium. But then again, if it was Psychium on the Cresselia, it would have used it earlier in the game. For sure, yeah. The Venus are going to retreat into Landorus. Deal. The problem is, even then, even if I get the flinches, you could protect all my power points. So I don't even know if this is going to work well, so... Did I get crit on Crest? Yeah, I did, okay. I mean, I'm just sitting here clicking Rock Slide. If I actually do come back, this will be the greatest comeback of the century, but I don't think that will. I wonder if beat-up's no, isn't beat-up's damage output affected by, yeah, and Trick 'em goes up, that's game. But isn't beat-up's damage output affected by Intimidate or no? Beat-up was actually doing an okay amount. Venusaur gonna come out? Yeah. So there were some mistakes made in this game. A little bit of luck, which was frustrating, but I definitely could have played around. I think if I just Encore disabled the Cresselia, it would have actually been a better situation, but I don't know why I thought Shadow Ball KO'd Crest again. Okay, Shadow Ball KOs if it's an offensive, no, not that much bulk Cresselia, but I kept forgetting that calc from 2015. So we're gonna take, what was that, 1-1 today's episode? Oh well, I wish I could have won that last one, but that's how it goes sometimes. And my mind blanked out for Shadow Balling. I don't know, for some reason, Encore Disable was definitely the correct play, and my mind said, Shadow Ball to Crest, there's nothing to lose, and I'm like, wait, I could have just Encore Disabled and got it. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back to Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show your support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias and all that good stuff will be linked in the description down below, as well as the pay spin of this team if you do want to go try it out. And all that other stuff will be linked in the description as well. Feel free to leave a comment, as I do love to read them. Otherwise, have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.